You need to learn vibe coding right now. It's 2026, and this is going to be one of the biggest must-have skills to have this year. Thousands of other people are sitting at home creating applications worth thousands of dollars. And in this video, we're going to learn the basics, how to create an actual useful application. Now, my name is Altus. I run my own AI agency. I have my own school group with over 1,000 people that I've helped step by step how to create AI businesses and learn AI and AI automations. And we're going to actually create a useful application for voice AI agencies, because that's one of the other bigger trends this year. So come through, we're going to learn step by step. It's going to be beginner friendly. It's not going to cost you anything. And of course, there'll be some cool stuff you can download for free at the end. So let's get into this pretty cool video. This is a totally cool video because you are going to actually be able to build out something valuable, and you're going to learn a bunch of cool tricks in Google Antigravity. I'm going to show you why Stitch is so amazing, but we're going to be able to build this really functional application specifically for voice AI, and we'll be able to actually connect a proper working backend to it. So not just a silly good old website that looks pretty, something really workable. Now, what we're going to build out is something with voice AI to create really good voice AI prompts. Now, if you're part of my community, I have this 3-step process that connects to OpenAI, takes a bunch of details from a business, and then creates a voice AI prompt. It then hyper-personalizes it, full go high level, because high level is one of the best voice AI systems out there. Then the cherry on top of it, make it sound superhuman by a bunch of cool tips and tricks in here. Now, all of these are in the normal community that we have, that you can go download these, and bunch of cool voice AI stuff, marketing stuff, retail, and so many in-app stuff in here. So those prompts are in there as usual as well. But voice AI, man, I made these 2 videos on voice AI. You need to go look into voice AI if you're going to sell AI and AI automations. It's the simplest, easiest, and most lucrative thing to do. But we're going to build something out specific for us. Now, Google Stitch, right? So we're going to start with Google Stitch, and we're going to progress to anti-gravity. Now, what we're going to go through in here is, in Google Stitch, I gave it a full prompt. I just kept talking to it, and I'm going to said I wanted to create a page one. Page one, we're going to gather our OpenAI key. So once we have our OpenAI key, we're then going to collect some information from the user about the business. Once we have the information about the user, we're going to fire all of these off to OpenAI. Then we are going to get back from OpenAI an amazing voice AI prompt looking very similar to this. Then we're going to click the next button, and it's going to fire off to OpenAI again, and it is going to create something really cool that's going to be hyper-personalized prompt again for go high level. All right, and I said make sure you build the copy paste buttons in here for us. Then after that, we're going to make it hyper-personalized and like this. And you can actually build out the steps even more if you want to, then cut down tokens and so on. But ultimately, there's going to be a workable app where we want to get a proper prompt, right? That's really, really good prompt. So let's build out this application. So, all right, so I've just created a cool folder. I've put it in here. I've said I've extracted it. I've come in here and I've just renamed every folder page 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because it actually gives it the names that's in here. But you can just see in here, each page contains a code, which looks like our website, and it contains the actual screenshot. All right, so the code, and it contains our website in here, the code and the screenshot in here. So that's going to be a really, really cool guide for us to use. Now, I'll be able to just tell Antigravity, do this, page 1, page 2, page 3, under the UI designs. Now I'm going to copy my 3 prompts in here that I have in here, move it over here, and I'm going to say rename this prompt 1, rename this prompt 2, and we'll rename this prompt 3. Cool. We had that up and running. Now, I'm going to come over to Claude. And all I did in Claude is I said, this is what I want to do. Give us a full PRD document and a full prompt. Right? So pretty much just said, this is what we're doing. Give us a full PRD document. And it has given us all of this in here. Right? So that brings us pretty much to tip number 1 when it comes to antigravity. So we're going to come in here. We're going to hit open antigravity. Now, the very first thing you should do is create a shared folder for yourself. Oops. So, in here, let that load for a second. We are going to go and create a new folder. Or in a new folder, open the folder that we have, projects, and I have, what do I call it? AI? Where's AI folder? Select that folder, and it's got all our stuff in here, right? So, page 1, page 2, page 3, and it's got the prompts in here. You can view the prompts in there. Super cool and useful, right? So, tab number 1, create a folder. Within the folder, add some stuff into it. Now, good practice will probably be to rename that. Not clicked. Rename. Prompt. Sorry. Is to probably have a folder for all of this in here. So if you want to, you can create a new folder and it'll say prompts. And should be able to just drag that one there, move it, then ask me this again. So tip 1, have a cool working folder somewhere with all your stuff in here. My first tip. Now, the second tip is going to be more for Windows users. So what happens is when you're on Windows and you program all these up, the development side of running a Windows development server as such, it just does not work very well all the time. So the very good thing to do is use and install Linux. And you can install Linux on top of Windows and what's called WSL, and it means it loads a cool thing up like this for us. WSL means we create a Linux environment looking very similar to this. Now, to get this into WSL, let's come back here. You can go Control-Shift-P. Now, this is very Windows specific, that tip, but we're going to just type in WSL in here, and we're going to say connect to WSL for us. Just that one in there. And this is going to set up some stuff for us. And we'll give it a couple of minutes. So it takes a little while for it, but it just means our working environment is going to be a lot more stable and easier to use. So it's connecting to WSL Ubuntu. And nice, that is in there. So if I say open folder this time for our workspace, should still be the same. I just need to double check it. I think it just redid Windows for us. So the good way to see this is to go terminal, new terminal. And that we're still in Windows. So we are going to do that again. Remote onto WSL for us. And would this activating for us. And we are going to go to dash mount, dash C drive, projects, and AI. What's our builder? Okay. And now it should be in set folder. Yes, I trust the author for this. When you go in terminal, so running in Ubuntu, activating extensions, say terminal in here, you'll see this is a Linux terminal. So that's sweet. That's what we want. So that's kind of the big tip and trick. Being able to build this out within Linux makes it so much easier. You have more functionality with it. You'll see Antigravity works a lot better with it, especially when we go and install dependencies. Now, the next tip that we have is when you create a product, there is, depending on what you use, you're going to use Gemini, if you're going to use Claude, and they all have a different standard of opening files for it. Antigravity has artifacts that it builds out, but to build out the artifacts, we need to have a little bit of an idea what our project's going to be, and it's called a prd.md. Now, there's Gemini.md, there's Claude.md, there's the FAF formats that works really well, but we've asked Claude to write out a PRD at least. So we're just going to give a bit, it's not a complete blueprint, but a bit of an understanding of what our project is about. So we're just going to go in here, we're going to create a new file. And this file is going to be prd.md. All right, so sweet, we had that in there. Now what we need to do is we're going to head back in here and we're going to come to Claude. I'm going to come up here and let's say PRD document, totally copy all of this for us, included all the heavy thinking on it. And what we're going to have in here is, come back in here, I'm going to paste that one in there, and we're going to say file, save. Right, awesome. So that should be our first file, save, had that button there. Awesome. So showed you how to create a beautiful interface, showed you that we can build out the back-end instructions in Claude. Then we loaded Antigravity, make sure you have a working folder. Then we're going to change, if you're on Windows, if you're on Mac, you're fine. If you're on Windows, connect it onto WSL. It just works a lot easier. Trust me with this. And our next tip was to create the PRD document. So we have a bit of a basics in here for our entire program, right? So next thing we're going to do is connect some MCP servers in here. So really super easy to do. There's two to three really good MCP servers. Let me just swap back in here. The first one is going to be Context 7. And we can look at this in here, Context 7. You're going to register for free. What all it does, and sign in, all Context 7 does is allows you to find out the latest documentation on specific application usage, how it works, what the modules that need to use. Because sometimes you might use something within the back end that is outdated or it's old or it hasn't been used in a while, and Context 7 always has the latest information. So Context 7 will be able to know that we want to use GPT 5.1, for example, and what goes with it. So it's really easy in here. We're going to say create an OpenAI key, and I'm just going to call this one we're going to call this Antigravity. Right? I'm going to say generate API key. I'll leave that up in there. And then it's really easy. Just ask Gemini, I am an anti-gravity. Give me the code format for Context 7 MCP with my API key. So if you don't know what MCPs are, it is the ability to connect to different applications. So our application is going to be Antigravity. Antigravity want to use some extra tools. It wants to use GitHub later on for us. It might want to use Supabase for us. And it means, and for example, Context 7 for checking up. And when it wants to connect to this external documentation, it uses a protocol. It's called MCP. And all it basically says, once those servers are set up, all we need is an API key, and our application should understand how that application works and get information backwards and forwards. So to get MCPs in here is my next tip and trick in here. Definitely have some in here. Is the three dots on the top, MCP servers. Now what should connect is your GitHub, which we will do later on. GitHub. You should go get yourself your Supabase connection because you're going to need Supabase. But you can see in here there is no Context 7, right? It's not in there. So manage MCPs in here. Then we're going to say no MCP service installed. We're going to say click here again. view raw form. So this is our MCP configuration. You can see I'm in Linux again in here. Right, so super easy. We're gonna come back to Gemini that's helping us in here. I'm gonna copy this and highlight this. And we are gonna go back here to our anti-gravity. We're gonna paste that one in there, and we need our API key. Interesting that, but that's all right. Our API key. Come back here, and we will replace that one. That one. We're gonna say file. We're gonna say save. Right, and then we can exit out of this, exit out of this, exit out of that. Oops. And what we will do is let me just bring that one back here and here. Now we'll give this a couple of minutes to see if this actually connects. MCP servers, and we'll say manage MCP servers. I just came back and got the new config for it because I thought there was something less in here. So I'm going to say view config file. I'm going to go to the top, paste that down, paste it in there, get this API key in here, copy that, paste this one in here. We're going to shut the terminal for now. Delete this. Then say file, and we're going to say save this one in here. Close this one and try refresh this. There we go. There we go. Error API code get not found. Error. Why does it not like this? And I forgot to update my API key again. So there it is there. I'll have to delete it later on so you don't get to use it. It's anyway free to use. So go create your own one. But when you hit save and you hit configure, you will see it works. So context 7 MCP servers working out. So let's get this program in project on the run. So we're going to go to Gemini 3 in here, and we can shut all of these. Right, now I'm going to tell it. And yes, set up straight. Let's get ready for this. Within the following folder, you will find a prd.md file. This file contains the basics of what we want to build out within this project. You will find 2 more folders. So doc/UEI_examples. This folder contains the examples of page 1 to 5 and what we need. These pages coexist and are pre-built out with code and screenshots for our project. So read the PRD file with these to understand what our project should look like, but also what the back end should be. There is another folder called ./prompts. Within this folder, you will see 3 prompts. These 3 prompts are very specific with the steps listed in the PRD file. Now, what I want you to do, there we go, my English is falling out. Is to start reading it, understanding the entire project. Then I want you to create your own planning form on how we're going to build this out. Now, before you do anything, I want to read the plan first. I want to make sure you understand that we are going to use different tools, different software within our project. So we'll have the different pages. Each different page is going to wait for a very specific response. Ultimately, what I want is a full project that we can test on our server here, and I want to eventually upload it to Node.js. Now, everything needs to be within a Node.js environment. So I don't want any sort of specific Python code that runs. So make sure you understand the PRD. Make sure you understand each and every page. I've gone for a lot of time to design these pages to look very specific. Use those pages. Then make sure we understand it, where and how we use the 3 prompts that we have written out as well. Take your time and write it out for us. So super, that's it. So the tips and tricks I want to show you with Antigravity is creating that folder. Then I'm going to show you to connect it to WSL. Then make sure to create at least, the very least, a PRD document. If we're going to use Claude later on or Gemini, make sure you create a Gemini.md file. Now, I want to show you how to use context 7. So I'm going to say use context 7 MCP, all behind my head over here, and I should move this all over here for you. I'm going to say use context 7 MCP to get the latest and the project files and frameworks for us. Right. So MCP servers. After MCP servers, now I want to show you that Antigravity creates these things called artifacts, which is very similar to the PRD thing files that we have, but I'm going to hit the send button here. Now it's going to take a little bit of time because it needs to go through all of it. It's going to smash the content window for us, and we'll see how far we go on this before we have to change. So let that work for a bit. Project planning is going to start. This is really good. So I'm going to hit the pause button in here, and I'll come back when all this is started out for us. Alright, so it's doing its own thing actually. I asked it just for the plan for me to approve the plan, but what it's done is it creates this full folder for us. It has the walkthrough in here, which we will get to soon, and it's starting to create some pages for us, which is pretty cool. Now I have my it's getting really slow for it. So I have mine. Oh, there's only the 3 pages. So I have mine set up to just auto accept everything. So I just wanted to go out, build some stuff. Okay. So what it's done is, without me approving it, you can go review and approve in here. You can approve the plan first. Now, a really good tip and trick here is the artifacts aren't really saved. You can see it's in here like this. It's not really saved within your project. So what I suggest you do, and we'll get to this very soon, is very slow a little bit. So the artifacts, right? So let's just get to artifacts. If you are not auto approving everything like this, you can see that within here, it's come down and it's done its thing. Right? So in fact, it's still installing some stuff in here, but it goes for our plan. I've created the plan, please review it, and it's just done the plan by itself. All right, implemented plan. So what I'm going to do is, within the plan in here, if you want to change anything, you can hit this comment in here and it will change it in for you. But it has the auto accept. That's just what I have it in here. But API security, important templates, it goes for the project and understands what we need, and it creates these awesome cool artifacts for us. And we might go sideways, walk through, it tells us what the page is about, how to run it. It's going to be a readme file basically. What is really good is to go through in here and let's just see where it is. So it's going through, it's implementing our plan, and it initializes the pages for us. It then starts installing our dependencies for us, which is still busy installing dependencies that we plan. I've initially created the project. It creates files for us, creating a page for the API key, create a page 2, verify the build. It has the walkthrough, running the project, so full implement a voice app prompt. All right. So it's still building the actual thing for it. So it's still installing dependencies for us, right? So come through in the top, now come through down the bottom. And for here, it's still busy installing dependencies for us. A good thing to do is within our plan in here, CNC plans is actually it's an application that's in here with artifacts that you can up here and edit it. It's not like an actual file in here that you can come and text and edit the files, whereas the plan is something that we can add comments in, right? So here's a big tip. The next tip to do, artifacts. The artifacts are saved under your home page or under your home folder. So it's not saved within your project. All right. So it's only saved within your personal home folder. So a really good tip to do is copy these, and you can get them later on, but I'll just come in here and I'll just go new file, and I was going to say this is called plan1.txt, and I'm going to save that in there, and I'm just going to hit save file, save. It just saves a bit of a backup file for us. Now I'm going to let this run. It's going to install all these for a little bit, and we'll get back to when all of it's installed. So it's built out everything for us, but we can't run our page yet because it is still starting this. So artifacts is done. So really cool bits and parts that you have in here, artifacts in here. If you want to change the plan, you can change it, but I have it set up. Open the editor in here. And I have it set up to automatically approve everything that I have, right? But let this run and I'll show you. We'll have a look at the project and we'll look at the rest of the agent builders as well. Agents that can work together. It's going to be a really cool part. Probably one of the biggest parts in here that you're going to really, really love about anti-gravity. All right, I was about to show you how the extra agents work, and it's actually just finish it, right? So it's in here, it's installed all its dependencies. Now, I'll show you the next cool trick, and it's called the terminal. And because we're running in the terminal, means we can install Gemini CLI. So that's going to help us a lot as well. So you're going to go in here, you're going to go new terminal. Now, if you don't know what Gemini CLI is, make sure you go check it out. Make sure you go see how you can install it as well. It is the other command line programming tool. So what I'm going to hit in here is I'm going to say Gemini, right? As I'm already installed it, already authenticated with it. Hit this in here, and we're going to let Gemini start. Use both of them together. So I would not use, a second here, I would not use a lot of functionality within here, running commands in here, if it's not actually needed. So you'll waste your tokens. Well, I'll show you what I mean. So you don't need to read too much into your files. We want this. Do you want to connect Antigravity to it? You're going to say yes. Okay. What's it doing? Nice. Gemini CLI is now connected. How awesome. So I'm going to say in here, then I want you to run a command. So, Angie, we've just finished building out this project in here. I now want you to run this command for us, so we can initiate and see if the project actually runs. So run the npm install for us. that, and now it gives us an extra tool. And I can close, or should I close this? No, let's just run this in here. For install to else for us. Had that in there. So I wanted to start the back-ended server for us. Now, if you don't know, all this works in a very nutshell summary is that we are gonna run a Java runtime environment server within our local device within here, so we can connect to it and see if it actually works. Does the function works? Is it there? Does it display? Does it look good? Has it followed instructions? So I'm gonna let this run. We finish this, and I should have changed it not to Gemini 3. I didn't need the thinking model for it. So in fact, I'm gonna hit the escape button here. I'm gonna say /model. Hit the tab, enter this. Now, I just want to use this for command line. You can use your Linux command. I can just type in that npm install if I want to, but if it fails, I'm going to have to go backwards and forwards. So therefore, I want Gemini to do this. So enter manually. I'm going to say the flash model in here, hit the up button here, and this should go a little bit quicker for us. So, lots of cool little tricks. Do you want to run this? Yes, I want to allow for this section, allow once, allow for the session. Yes. It's so cool. The ability with Gemini CLI makes such a difference. I haven't seen anyone use this at all. It's my secret sauce, my secret tip in here for it. Now, I should, in a normal situation, I'll have all these out. I have a 49-inch screen here in front of me. I'll dig it all out in 3 different screens, but I wanted to see the recording. I wanted to see what it shows. I was going to run the command for us, and I'll go to pause and come back. So this is what I mean. I actually have another project running on the same port. So now I want to start the server and says, oh, hello, there's actually another project running somewhere. Fix it. So what I would have had to do, because I've already shut all this, I would have had to go from my projects. I had to find the actual process ID and then manually kill it. But hey, our AI assistant is going to do all of this for us. So just so cool. So that's what I mean. We have now a coding assistant. Now we have this assistant in here within Gemini that we can also change to a coding assistant in case we run out of those credits in here. But this is going to run the server for us. And once it starts up and has any problems, it will show within here for us. So that's cool. It's run the server. It hasn't shown the connect command voice article failed to connect to local host. Usually once it starts, it will run it as well. So I'm thinking it's going a little fast, which would be the answer for this. And let's just quickly jump back in here. Let's go in here, localhost. Yeah, no, it's not connecting her. There we go. So this is cool. We'll let this run. Let it fix itself. All right. Again, if you do not learn anything at all today, using Gemini CLI with anti-gravity is just so cool. See how these things have started stopped here. There's some package problems happening in here. Knew that's going to happen. So what I should have done is also make sure that I connect context 7 into this. I almost wanted to leave you this at the end. So while this is working, we have our Gemini CLI trying to start a server for us. Then we have our AI prompt in here. Now, the AI or the agent manager, the next cool trip, probably one of the last ones I want to show you in here, in anti-gravity, open agent manager. So click this in here and I'll move this over here. And you can see these are all our AI agents that we are running. I'm going to hit dismiss in here. This is all my workflows that I'm busy using at the moment. And when I shoot this down in here, you can see our current projects in here. So in here, it's not doing anything at the moment, but it allows you to run multiple agents in here. So if I hit the plus button in here, and it starts and builds up this. You can see we are in our project. Now I have a new AI agent in here doing new things. So all I can say quickly in here is I'm just going to go through. We are going to hit Flash in here and don't need any planning for this one. And I want to go through, so I'm going to say, do a quick security audit on this. Let's actually just make sure we say this. Run through the code. And what do I do type here? Within the code, we are calling OpenAI 3 times. Every time we call OpenAI, we are giving it a custom prompt. See if you can tell me where those pages are for all that and what those custom prompts are. I want to make sure basically that we are using OpenAI Gemini 5.1 mini. So what I'm trying to figure out is to go through the entire code and tell me what OpenAI models are we going to use in these 3 prompts. So I'm going to hit these in here, hit that send in here, and this is cool. See you later, AI agent in here. What's happening in here? We can still see lots of package dependency problems in here. There's a good little bunch of errors in here. And it's just going to keep trying to start this for us to see that we have the right packages installed. So I'm going to pause this. And in fact, what we can do is let's come back in here. This one is still going for a while. And we'll come back. All right. So after a while, it's gone through and done its thing. It started the server and says your application is running on here. Open it in the browser. Hit the open button, or I'll move this over to my proper browser. This is terrible. Go through in here, run that in there, and oh, it doesn't look good. So, another cool thing about anti-gravity in here is, I'm going to come back to our normal AI agent. I'm going to say, the application is running on port 3000 localhost. I want you to connect to it and see the styling problems that we have, then fix it. Super easy. So anti-gravity in core to us, the fact that it can open its own browser. So I'll give it a couple of seconds to think about this, but it has the ability to actually connect into Chrome and then come back into it for us. Now, what is also happening here on the side is within my AI module tool in here, I've run a separate agent. Let's just quickly go set up in here for a second. So this is going to complain. Oh, there we go. Nice. And I am getting started. Error doing the tool. Come on. For some reason, now it hasn't opened in the browser, but it's still going within here. And then I go set up again. So give it a second to launch. I think it's getting too impatient with me. What's the problem here? The browser tool is currently unavailable and connected to local host is likely to turn the problem, so I cannot see the page. That's alright. Next step is please refresh your browser. So what we will do is, I don't know why this one is not working. We will shut this one again. And I'm going to tell it one more time. Try open the browser extension again. Wait a couple of minutes.
before opening it. Remember, you are connected to WSL and the browser is opening in Windows. Let's give that a second. See if it will load up again. While it does that, I'm going to go off to the side. Where's our tool here? And let me refresh this one for a second. Definitely hasn't worked with us for us. So started the browser this time, central out of the browser error again. Okay. It doesn't like that. That is fine. For some reason, the browser is obviously not working down here, but I'm going to hit localhost 3000 and show this. Copy this, move this over here. I'm going to say this. The styling is still a problem. Do we need to restart the server? And I can just do this by itself. So what it might, I've got the visual confirmation schedule for the clarity. There's some missing tailwinds. So it's going to go through and fix it. So I'll go through and see how far we go. But the biggest things are the ability to open things in the browser in here, and the ability to paste the browser screenshots in this, the ability to add our Gemini in here, and then running multiple agents in here as well. So what we can do now is add this kind of module. So remember how I asked about what models we're using, and it's gone through all the pages and it's found the first draft and uses the prompt. Nice. So this just confirms our prompt from the architect from what the this is amazing. Like, I really love this OpenAI GPT 4.0 mini. I like that. We want 5. There is no fish for records. All right. So Gemini, if you mean the most effective Google Gemini module. All right. So we're gonna have to do a couple of things like this as well. See, this is what I mean. It was just thinking about old things as well. So I am gonna tell it, I need you to look up this in here. Go to planning. I need you to either look up or use context 7 and find the correct wording for GPT 5.1 and replace the 4.0 mini with that module. So I wanted to use GPT-5. It's the newest one. Why don't we want to use it? Yeah, that will be quicker, but we want to use 5.1. 5.2 is it out already? But go through this. It's going to go through. It's going to research an intent. So cool. Let's want to add a different module to it. We might want to look at the colors for it. We can start a new conversation in here and go through in here and say, what is the color theme? So we got 2 modules in here, and I haven't seen it near. So we got 2 agents running in parallel at the moment. We're looking for the color theme in here. This one is doing the research for it, searching the internet for it. This is so cool. All right, GPT-5 instant was mini. I've made a breakthrough. Too fast for me. Too fast. All right, I'll leave that to the side. Oops, now I don't know what I did with that. Here we go. Move it that way. We are gonna go back and recheck our module. And actually, what I just can do is I should just run this normal. All right. Stop it in here and then restart it in here. So much easier. Oh, SH1 not found. Who? Doesn't like that, does it? Next not found. That's quite funny. So let this run by itself, let it fix itself, and we'll come back to all of this. I quickly want to show you the functions of the agent multitasking. It happens within the open or the agent manager. It's so good. So at the moment, what a problem it's come across is that the Facebook URL is up here where the agent assistant in here and the rest of the URLs is in here. So what I'm going to say in here is with our main agent, I wanted to change the layout of the form. The Facebook URL should be under the assistant under the assistant suggest message. All right, we're just gonna, this is on page business info. All right, page business info. Hit that in here. So at the very same time, in the background, my little Gemini or the other agent is working, and in fact it's just actually finished. So I now can go to the AI agent in here, and this one can in parallel will just have is just literally just finished. I said there's a couple of the instructions has been a problem where I had to change it from the mini to 5.1. It's gone through, and there was a couple of modules that misloaded in that, but it's gone out and worked out better in here. So I literally just said it's too sensitive to the touch, like it has too much questions being asked. I'll analyze the issue for prompt 2, and it goes through. I've applied a fix with the go higher level personalization. You can now test it out, and I can ask it what was the fix. So all agents running in parallel, right? So this makes it so this is happening in the background over here on the side, while this one is doing its things in regards to the actual agent. So I've updated the system prompt to be a strict task oriented, and you are follow the instructions. All right, so that's really good. All right, so this is updated the AI test within the side. This is at the same time then I've gone and done some things in the flow for us. I wonder if I refresh it, the word. Oh, there's an error now on the page. I might need to hard set up the business information space. So sweet. So I'll just hard reset this and see where that one goes in afterwards. And this is one of my favorite parts about Antigravity is the whole running multiple agents at the same time doing different things. So put this one in here. Literally the AI is fixing AI prompts within it. So the AI modules that's in the whole app is getting fixed in here. And within these other modules in here, I'm building a custom little script just to stop and restart the server. And once we're done, we actually really got this awesome application here. So you put your API key in here, test, make sure it's ready. And it just builds the most amazing AI prompts. Like if you're doing voice AI agents, this here sorts it out for you. Like I'll show you in here. Quickly generate in here, and let me quickly go through here. I'm going to fill this in for roofing business. Let's say you're setting up a roofing business demo, a roofing business as a client, and you need that amazing prompt. The prompt that puts a cherry in the top. I'll go show you right this. Let me quickly fill this in. All right, let's give this a go. So 3 phases, make it good, better, and best. All right, so good, better, best. There we go. Generate this prompt, and this all happens in the back end. You can see Antigravity working here. Your virtual server that we've just set up in here is doing all its things thanks to our awesome agents in here that we created with our agents creating agents. This is all connecting to 5.1 with our API key. Yeah, this is only the first one, right? This is our first voice AI prompt, and it's got the basics in here from my examples. It's got who we are. Nice. We can ask questions, new roofs. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Look at it. Pricing availability. Yeah. Nice. To transfer to. That's my random number. Nice. All right. Sweet. Now, hyper personalize this for Go High Level. Let's make a good prompt even better if we're going to use those really cool Go High Level voice AI widgets. And if you haven't checked them out, make sure you go check out my other videos on Go High Level voice AI prompts, voice AI agents that sits on your website. They're super cool right now. And here we go. Oh, this is just getting better and better. It's converted it to something from high level. So if it has the name, so if it's calling, and high level is Ethereum. if it's calling and we know who it is, we're going to say, hello, who this is. All right. This is Andrea. All right. So first name, last name, phone number. So if they've called again, else we want those. So in case we do get disconnected, just need to confirm some details. Nice. Oh, great. Flow, unavailability. Nice behavior. Sure. All right. Let's put the last bit on it. Make it superhuman. Last part. Let's make it sound human. Put in those R's. This little prompt is really a cherry on top. That makes them. It makes your voice AI agent just behave that a little bit of different, and it doesn't speak so robotic. Oh my word! Just like this, voice AI from it has that extra part. Now it should have some human details. Always behavior standards. One question at a time. Yes. So frustrating when you do voice AI and they ask you 10 questions at a time. Sentences short. We all want to talk short now. Never assume they're intent. Oh, this is good. And of course, sequence. Nice clarification prompts. Human escalation. This is amazing. Amazing. Wow. All right. So, really good. This works. Let's go in here and let's prompt this over here. Paste it. Bam. Voice AI prompt ready for you. And this is for high level, obviously, but if you want to use any of the other ones, well, we can't go back. I haven't copied it, but it just does it. Really good. Oh, this is so good. So, hope those parts make sense. This is as easy as it is to set up those instant gravity. So in the next couple of videos or next part, we will look at now connecting this and making it live so anyone can access it. So let's get into those parts next. So now how to get this up and going. So we're going to head over to GitHub. So you're going to come to GitHub and you're going to create a brand new repo. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to come to GitHub, you're going to come to settings. You are going to scroll down to settings. You are going to go find your development in here. And then you're going to create a new personal access token here. You'll have that token. Then you're going to come back and you're going to create a blank repo. So I call this one voice or anti-gravity. I call this one anti-gravity exactly like this. So a blank repo. Then we're going to head over to here. And I'm going to say something very similar to this. I have a blank. You can see beyond my face, hopefully. I have a blank GitHub repo. There is nothing in it. And I'm going to get the URL for it. And say the URL is, come back in here, and I copy that. The URL is my email address to log in is, and I'm going to give it my email address, and I'm going to say my personal access token is, I want you to upload this as the main branch. Think about this because the repo is empty and we have not synced it. All right, so I'm going to put my email address in here and the token and I'll let it run. All right, just hit the enter button and it's just going to go through and it pretty much needs to resync the whole GitHub repo. Okay, so it's going to go through, do this for a while and we'll get back once it's synced up and we actually have something in here for us. So we're just going to hit the refresh button and see when it actually happens. And I need to set the commands down the back end as well. Oh no, it keeps going, updating, and it's a push it through for us. So we'll come back when this is done. And it almost took no time. Here it is in here. Awesome, right? So we got our GitHub repo here, and I copy this, and watch how easy this is. And then I come over to Netlify and log in. Got my usual details. So easy with all these tools when you actually have a chance to log in. Back, not registering with Google, log in with my email. Nice. When I'm in, I'm going to say add a new project, import an existing project. We're going to click onto GitHub, come through in here. Now, I'm not going to add a domain to this. This can just stay within Netlify. And our GitHub project will be Antigravity. There we go. Load up this one. Project name is Best Voice AI Prompt. Yeah, it's actually available. You'll be able to access it down here. By the way, I'll leave this up. And we are gonna deploy it. Now let's see if it actually launches. It should. It's building. So we'll give it a second to build, and we'll find my API key again from Google. Open arrow. Grab this quickly while we have this in here. So it's building. You can click on the build if you need to. And next accurate optimize project. So this almost there. This is the last part. Build complete. Initializing, sorry, and progress. Save, function cooling. It's looking good. It's looking so good. Deployed. Hit that. There we go. It's a live site. Paste it in there. Test it. Nice. Get started. Never save it. Has all those in there. And there's in there. There's in there. There's in there. There's in there. I just want to see if our AI functions is cooling. And finish drafting the prompt. Come on, come on. Let's give it a second. Now, you'll be able to access this. You can go play with this. Do your own ones. Of course, I'm going to add an advertising page in the front for you to come and join our awesome community if you want all of these cool things. So you're going to have to watch a little video of me and come and join it. And I'm going to add some of my own advertising in here because it's a free service. But come here, try it, test it out. It's working. There it is. Personalize it for high level. Make it human. Come on, last part. If this is you and you're selling this app, if you're going to add this payment processor in front of it, now it's easy. You can easily create and add your own domains onto Netlify. And that's it. Download the prompt, download it. Done. Easy as that. So hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some stuff from anti-gravity. Those are the kind of workflows that we always use. It's all very important. WSL, connecting it to WSL, using the multi-agents, using Gemini CLI in there, using those MCP servers. You can actually connect your GitHub MCP server to it as well. Context 7 is so good for it as well. So really cool, awesome thing. So hope you liked it. Hope you follow, hope you subscribe, and thank you for watching all of this.